Welcome back. My name is Ivica Cartello. You are watching React School for the Total Beginners. Learn Redux by the first principle. A first principle is a basic assumption that cannot be deduced any further. Over 2000 years ago, Aristotle defined the first principle as the first basis from which a thing is known. First principles thinking is a fancy way of saying think like a scientist. Scientists don't assume anything. This is web page. This web page we create by help of React. We create by creating component by help of React JavaScript library. But that web page also have data, and that data coming from Redux. React is for creating web component. Redux is for manage data. Name here in Redux technology we call in this frame React. We call data we call state, and here it is. We have here some state. For example, post title. Here is nothing. Author. We have this author. It is data. It is state of users. Initial. This is initial state because nothing does here on the web page, but I have that user here. And content is state, nothing momentary. And post, here is to post. It is initial state coming from Redux. I'm going to type some post title, author, some content, and when I click Save Post button, where that new state go and how that new state coming in post. Look at Save Post, and that post it is formed for add new post. I type content, title and content, users, choose users, and click Save Post. And that go to here. It is third post, two initial post and one post I. What is part of that post? Part of that data is Redux. It is path go to by dispatch method of store. Redux there is a store, and in store there is a reducer, and reducer must have input and output. Input of reducer is action and state and action. Action is something. It is action is object. What said? What we do on the about that data, about that state. What we do? Increment, decrement, etc. Update, and that action, dispatch method of store have parameter action and take that parameter and give it to reducer in store. And a reducer received action, and second input in reducer is all state, last state. And that two input, last state and or all state and action, that two input is enough to reduce, because of that name reducer, reduce in one output. That one output is new state, and it is in Redux new state. It means that from button on the component, concretely save post, dispatch method of store, take that action, take that type and description of action, and bring it and give it to reducer in store. Other input in reducer is state, all state, and they together create two input in reducer. From that input in reducer produce one output, and it is new state. That new state is in Redux. And Redux, there is a method use selector. That method take that new state and transfer it to component, and concretely in list of posts, and we on the screen we see that new post. It is circle. Dispatch, take action and give it Redux, concretely store in Redux, concretely Redux inside store, concretely reducer inside store, and all the state go in reducer also. That two input reducer produce one output, it is state. You look at dispatch method. It is method of store. Go to component and have connection with component, and take action to store, to Redux, and method use store method use selector, take state from Redux and transfer it to component. Dispatch, go from component to Redux. Use selector, go from use selector, go from Redux to component. It is circle. Always same way. Circle as clock point, in way of the clock point. Circle from left to right. Redux is a JavaScript library. In JavaScript we coding Redux, and Redux is a pattern or architecture of what we use for transfer state, for transfer of data. Language for coding Redux is JavaScript. Language for coding component, React component, is a mix of HTML and JavaScript, and that mix we call JavaScript JS XML, JS extension. Now look at our coding. In this application we have two features, posts and users. Features means kind of state posts and state users. In Redux, we have only one state, but that state, there is an array, there is an object of post, there is an object of users. And every features, there is a Redux, and there is we have one Redux, but inside that Redux, we have reducer. Post, there is own reducer. Users, there is own reducer. Look at in store. Here it is. Post reducer, users reducer. And look at this. It is JavaScript. And it is store. But where it is post reducer, users reducer, where it is? It is, look at inside post, it is in post slice. And where it is in featured users, it is in users slice. Slice is a page where we coding a reducer, and that reducer must have action, must have in same page we create encoding element for actions. Posts, there is component add post, edit post, post author, post list, and post slice. Post slice is JS is only one, and in every post we have initial state, like here, and we have a slice about reducer. A reducer, here it is reducer post added, prepare, reaction added, post update, and about that we speak in next video in detail. But now some grow plane, panoramic plane. Post, there is a component for web page, concretely web page. We have here 4 components. What will be part of the web page is about posts, and only one post slice. And look at in users, we have a users slice, only one users slice. Here it is, and here that user slice use component. Where is component for users slice? User slice, there is also initial state, and there is also reducer, but reducer and action. But where it is a React component for users, it is here. It is here in features in post. In post, we have post author. Post author is place where it is users is where is author, and here it is user selector. Fine. Okay, in detail I will speak in next video. Also, post author we have in post list, and where we need about author, we include post author, and also add post form. There is a part select. Here it is. Also, it is here users. Concretely, in short, for every features we have slice and component. Slice and components. Two features here, posts and users, and we have post Redux React component and Redux here in post slice. But dispatch and the selector we have in component, because dispatch method, it is method of store, method of Redux, but dispatch we have on the component, React component. We must import that. Also use selector. We must import in every component. You see, use dispatch, use selector. Every component have something of that, or both of that. Thank you for watching this video.